What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dorm Debate podcast. Today, we are missing one person. We're missing Caleb, but that's okay. We'll still have fruitful discussions, some debates. It's going to be a great episode today. What we got going on, it's a little different than what we have normally. Usually we'll have topics to discuss, but we decided to spice things up a little bit. We're going to be playing a couple games. We're going to do a Would You Rather, and we're going to do a True-False game. And at the end, we'll wrap everything up with a increase wins, decrease wins for each team. So let's start off with the Would You Rather. So I wrote down about 5 Would You Rather questions for you guys to answer. So the first one that we're going to get into is about the Chicago Bears. Start Trubisky. Would you rather start Trubisky or Nick Foles? Either one of you want to start this one?
Yeah, sure, I can start. Well, I think this question is easy.
Easy?
I'd start the Super Bowl champ. I'd start Nick Foles. He has experience. He's played in gruesome playoffs with a great team and tough opponents as well. And he has experience across multiple teams. He played on the Chiefs. He recently played on the Jaguars. He played on the Eagles a few times. This guy has more experience than Trubisky. Trubisky's only been in the league for like 3 or 4 years. And I hate to say it, but the reason why Trubisky's been good is because of his defense. His defense has always been good. Give him a bad defense or an average defense and see how well he does, okay? His defense has saved him. Nick Foles, right, on the Eagles, when he won the Super Bowl, he did have a good defense, but some years his defense was awful. Jaguars, their defense wasn't that good this past year. And he played okay, but injury kind of messed up his season. But overall, Nick Foles has a better experience. He's a Super Bowl champion. Give me Nick Foles.
Okay. John?
Jared, you could go first. I have to look something up here.
I'm going to actually differ and say Trubisky. I would rather have Trubisky than Nick Foles. I don't know if the Chicago Bears know, but the quarterback is not the problem here. The quarterback is let me restart that. Mitch Trubisky in 2018, when he had a full year starting, was, probably top 15 quarterback, top 20. And he was fine. Everyone was happy with him. They made the playoffs. It was great. And then the next year comes, and the media perceived him as this terrible quarterback. He's awful, and they need to move on. He's a bust. But I looked at the stats, and he had less interceptions, and he had 7 less touchdowns, which is a lot. But also, you have to look at his offensive line. His offensive line was terrible. In 2019, they had the 12th most sacks given up. In 2018, they were 28th in sacks given up. So the only thing that changed there was the offensive line. Give Trubisky more time, and I think he has a way higher potential than starting Nick Foles, but you really don't have much substance to go off of besides the Eagles' playoff run. So give me Mitch Trubisky.
Playoff run in the Super Bowl.
Unless you're in the playoffs, put him in. Put Foles in.
So I guess I'm going to go like in between both of you. I think the reason they brought Foles in is because Trubisky wasn't playing to his standards. I know the offensive line wasn't as good, but he still wasn't playing that great. And I think they brought Foles in, and I think they should start him week 1 and give him a chance, because Trubisky at this point, he's never had a decent backup. He's always been the coach has always been like, okay, you have the job, nothing to worry about. You need to give him some competition. You need to put some fire under him and tell him, okay, you need to perform. So if they start Foles, or at least bringing Foles in at the very least, was good. But I think they should start Foles. I know he had some time on the Jaguars and he wasn't that great, but I think he could be better on the Bears. And you never know. Foles might get hot again. Like Tannehill got hot last year, and Foles got hot when he was on the Eagles. So I would start Foles, see how it goes. But I knew Trubisky's probably the long-term option, but I think week 1 you start Foles.
And not to mention, the Chicago Bears do have some playmakers, right? Tariq Cohen, Nate Gabriel. So Nick Foles has played with less great receivers on the Eagles, and he still was able to win a Super Bowl with them. So, the guy has experience. He knows how to make use of the receivers and all the options he has, as opposed to Trubisky, where he needs good playmakers, but also his defense helps him out a ton. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go on to the next one. Would you rather keep OBJ or trade him if you were the Browns GM owner? Keep OBJ or trade him?
Get rid of this guy. He just creates too much drama. He complains too much. I mean, I'm actually happy. I was shocked when the Giants traded him, but I'm so happy that happened. We got a pick, and we got Jabril Peppers. So I'm happy we traded him, and I think the Browns should get rid of him. I mean, his stats weren't too great last year. And Bapins, they have Njoku. They just got Austin Hooper. They have Landry. They have another decent wide receiver. It's like you don't need that much star power. You have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Like you have stuff around him. Like trade him and get something, or I don't know. I think he's just a problem.
I don't know if that's the right question, because obviously OBJ, he's a playmaker, he's skillful, he's probably one of the best receivers in the league. Baker and OBJ weren't able to really mesh last year, and I don't know if that's much on OBJ's part or Baker Mayfield's part. We've seen Baker Mayfield struggle these past few years. The coaches have given him a chance, and he hasn't really reached his expectation. He hasn't really reached his potential. So I think if I was a Browns GM, I'd keep OBJ and keep an eye on Baker Mayfield. If he doesn't perform well, you have to look at other quarterback options, because this guy OBJ is skillful. On any team he's on, he could be really good. He can make great things happen. So if you're not able to really allow him to reach his full potential in terms of scoring, in terms of having MVP caliber seasons, you kind of have to look around and see what the problem is. And I think the problem is Baker Mayfield. So.
You don't think Baker's the guy for the Browns?
No, I mean, I love his swagger. I love his personality, but he hasn't performed these past 3 years. I mean, I know he's better than the previous quarterbacks they had, but right now the team's average, and that shouldn't be the case. They have all this talent, OBJ being one of the best on the team. They have Jarvis Landry. They have Rashad Higgins. They have so much good receivers, and yet they fail to make the playoffs year in and year out. The problem is not the receivers. I think the problem is Baker Mayfield. He either has to step up to the plate and perform this year, or if I was a GM, I'd think about trading him, or think about bringing in other quarterbacks, maybe Cam Newton. I don't know, but something has to change, and it's not OBJ. He's the best receiver. If OBJ can perform well on the team, then who else can? Who else can?
Yeah, I think if you look at the big picture, that is the main problem. I think I agree with John on this. I would trade him. I think his talent is overshadowed by all his off the field things and his big personality, his big ego. It just brings a lot of attention to the Browns, and I don't think that's good attention, because I know last season when OBJ didn't have a single touchdown, that was like the main news around the Browns. And I don't know if you want that sort of media attention. So I would probably trade him off. As John said, they have so many other talented receivers, talented running backs. They can make an offense out of that. So I think the OBJ and Jarvis Landry was like cool in theory and on paper, but it just doesn't work. it's two big personalities clashing together. I don't think that it'll work out in the end. So you just trade them, and they need to the Browns in general just need to stop talking and just stop hyping everything up.
Baker Mayfield, he's the guy that does that. Baker Mayfield's the guy that does it.
The minute they got OBJ, he started partying. He started going on TV. He started like tweeting everybody. He was like it was at the point where it was like Super Bowl or bust for the Browns at one point.
Yeah.
And that was all just hype build up in that preseason. So they just need to stop talking, put their head down, just work. And Jonathan, you're right. I think Baker is the problem. I think it's a bunch of problems with the Browns. But you gotta trade away OBJ and just get rid of that like bad attention from the media. So
you also realize that a lot of people do come to the Browns game just to watch OBJ, right? So getting rid of him as a general manager, that could, lose you some revenue, right? So like I just said, OBJ is a great performer. I don't know if I'd get rid of him that quickly. I'd keep an eye on him, but the problem I think is more of Baker Mayfield, So.
Okay. Let's get to the first Cowboys question of the day. Okay. Andy Dalton as your backup or Jalen Hurts? I wish Caleb was here to talk about the Eagles. But Jonathan, start this one off.
Yeah, sure. So, that's a good question. Jalen Hurts, okay, he's not really a backup. I think he's going to end up starting on the Eagles. I hate to break it to Caleb, but that's going to be the case. So Carson Wentz is not the same person.
When, though?
He's okay.
In a year or in 5 years?
This year. There's going to be people saying, Carson Wentz is not going to perform well, and there's going to be critics saying, hey, put Jalen Hurts in, put Jalen Hurts in. The head coach, Doug Peterson, is going to succumb to the pressure and put Jalen Hurts in, and Jalen Hurts is going to be a star. Okay? So in terms of a backup, Jalen Hurts is not a backup material. If we get Jalen Hurts, then we're going to have big contract issues. He's a starter. He's a starter. He's gonna start in the Eagles, number one. Number two, Andy Dalton. We've seen what he's done these past 7 or so years. Yeah. He's a veteran quarterback. He's been pretty consistent, a little bit above average, but he hasn't been able to take his team to the next step. Dak, on the other case, he's a versatile quarterback. He can throw well. That's the type of quarterback we need on the team, a quarterback that can deliver many options to the defense. And Andy Dalton, he's just a pocket passer, and we don't just want that. We want somebody that can run them with the ball and throw the ball, and Dak has all of it. Dak has all of it. Jalen Hurts has all of it. So they wouldn't be on the same team.
Does Wentz not have all of it?
Wentz, he used to be able to run and do the dual threat quarterback plays and the play action. I mean, he can still do it sort of, but there's a big question mark anytime he runs the ball, and that kind of puts fear in Doug Peterson and so forth. So I mean, I think Jalen Hurts is going to get playing time no matter what, because Doug Peterson's going to want to run the ball sometimes. And in order to do that, Jalen Hurts is going to go in. And then they're going to get more comfortable with putting him in on those few plays because he's going to do good. Then over time, he's going to earn the trust of Doug Peterson and the Eagles fans. And, I think eventually Jalen Hurts will be a starter this year on the Eagles. So, yeah, Carson Wentz, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, he's a good contract. Guaranteed money. I think highest guaranteed in the NFL. So, I mean, that's good for him, but I think his time is.
So you're saying you would rather have Hurts as your backup rather than Dalton?
I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah. Because I don't think Hurts would be backup in the first case. But yeah, I'd rather have Hurts as my backup than Dalton.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's different. It's a tough question to answer because Dalton for the Cowboys and Hurts for the Eagles, they're both good in different ways. Like Hurts, they both I guess inspire competition. For Dak to perform well because he's on a contract year, and for Wentz to perform well because Hurts is, Heisman candidate. But I think obviously Hurts has the better future ahead of him. I think he's going to be a better NFL quarterback than Dalton was, but I mean, that's the only reason I would choose Hurts is because he's got a longer career ahead of him and he is dual threat. So I guess I would choose Hurts, but Dalton and Hurts are both good for their respective teams, both bringing competition to make the starters play better. But I don't think there's no way Hurts is going to start one game this year unless Wentz gets hurt.
Really?
Not a chance.
Okay.
And he's not going to start a game. He might do some of the Taysom Hill type stuff, like a couple plays here and there late in the year, but he's not going to start a game unless Wentz gets hurt.
All right, we'll see. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, I'm with Jonathan on that because John. No, I mean if the Eagles are doing bad, they're gonna put Hurts in.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
they're not going to be doing bad.
Yeah,
What
but
do
if they do, they're gonna put him in.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah, but if the Cowboys do bad, they'll put Dalton in. If any team does bad, they'll put the backup in.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far. Because the thing that we talked about last podcast was Wentz is on a little bit of a hot seat because he hasn't proved a lot.
Exactly.
He's been hurt.
Exactly. That's the problem.
That's part of
And
the job.
He hasn't.
At least he's been hurt. He has an excuse. Dak has no excuse. He just sucks.
Well,
Yeah, but
Dak can
first
stay
year,
healthy.
yeah, that first year, Wentz was in the MVP race. And since that point, when he got injured and then got injured again, he hasn't shown that he's been at that caliber in the last 2 years.
And Dak has. Dak was
I'm
the
not talking
first
about
season.
that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's the same
Dak,
thing. Why is Wentz on a hot seat and Dak isn't? Like,
let me tell you, because Dak is consistent. He hasn't missed one game. I don't think he's missed.
That guy is the dude.
Wait. Let me tell you what I mean by consistency. He hasn't missed one game. Being healthy is part of the job. You want somebody reliable, somebody you don't have to think about and say,
I'd rather have a guy that plays. I'd rather draft a guy that is going to play half his seasons. Like if I want him for 10 years, he's hurt for 5 of them, but then goes to the playoffs and wins a Super Bowl the last 5. Like you saw Dak without Zeke. He threw like 8 interceptions in 4 games.
Well, he has Zeke now.
That's not consistent.
Well, he has more receivers. He didn't have enough receivers. He didn't have enough options. He only had Amari Cooper. That's all. He only had Amari Cooper. You saw once we got Amari Cooper that one year. Like, Cowboys were unstoppable. See what I'm saying? So now we have CD, TD. We have CD Lamb. So imagine that. So I think Dak's going to be really good this year. In terms of Carson Wentz, he is on the hot seat. Jared's right. He's on the hot seat because at the end of the day, he didn't win the Super Bowl. It was Nick Foles that won the Super Bowl. That's going to be over his head until he wins. That's going to be over his head. That's going to be define his career.
You know that he's the one that brought them so much momentum. Like the first, what were they, like 12-2 when he got hurt, or 12-3? Like they were so good.
Well,
like,
take the playoffs out, and he hasn't been at that MVP level in the last 2 years.
Exactly.
Dude, did you see last year? He had no receivers, and he beat the Cowboys. Like literally, you don't even. I guarantee you can't even name one of their receivers that they had healthy that game.
Which one? Aguilar?
Cowboys, week 17.
Aguilar, Jeffrey?
No, both hurt.
Boston Scott.
Well, he's a running back, but yeah, he was healthy.
Well, all right, back to the question. I would rather have Jalen Hurts. Just because it's dual threat, the defense would have to kind of adjust for that, and they'd have to practice for him just in case he came in. So if you had Carson Wentz in and then you put Jalen Hurts in, it's a totally different game. So I would rather have Jalen Hurts. Dalton's a great quarterback, but he's just average. So, this one's a big one. Like we could talk about this for years. Would you rather have Bill Belichick or Tom Brady? It's a very loaded question.
So, are you saying like if we were to like
start a team
like 15 years ago, who would we rather have? Like for like the next like 15 years, like who's better? Like who would?
Yeah, I guess Yeah, I say if you're starting a team, would you rather have Bill Belichick or Tom Brady? Yeah, I would go with that.
That's an easy one for me. Is it easy for you, Jonathan?
Easy, smeezy.
All right, say it at the same time. So
All right.
I'll do a countdown. You can do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bill
Belichick.
Belichick.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that coaches are the most important thing, especially in football. Football is the ultimate team game where you have so many different position groups and you need everybody to perform at their highest level. It's not like basketball where there's only 5 players and there's a couple things going on. Like football, there's 2 totally different sides of the ball that have 2 totally different jobs. And I mean, if it wasn't for Belichick, Brady wouldn't be anywhere near where he is now. So, I mean, we could talk about this forever, but that's just my basic opinion.
Exactly. I think Bill Belichick helped make Brady into what he is today. And if you look at the quarterbacks they had, who else? I can't believe his name is Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay. Bill Belichick helped him become really great. He's succeeding on the 49ers. If you look at that quarterback on the Colts, I've got his name, or he was used to be in the Colts,
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett. Okay. He was even good when he played a little while on the Patriots. Bill Belichick has that sort of killer instinct. He can spend nights trying to figure out the game plan against a team, against a rival, and always be successful. The big rival Steelers, right? Year in and year out, Bill Belichick always has the game plan. He always changes it up. You would think that they'd figured them out already, but no, Bill Belichick changes it up. He continuously evolves his game plan. And that's why he's so good. That's why he's so good. So I think give Bill Belichick an average team, an average quarterback, and he can make something of it. As long as they're not completely terrible, I think Bill Belichick is always going to be successful. And that's why I think Jarrett Stidham is going to be good this year, and you guys are going to see that.
No,
I'm not talking about that.
no. Wait until they get Trevor Lawrence. Then they'll be great.
Would it change your mind at the end of this season? Brady wins a Super Bowl and Belichick misses the playoffs. Would it change your mind?
No, I would need to see like 5 years down the road because Belichick, most likely Stidham isn't going to work out, and then they're going to draft somebody. So I need to see how that goes. How maybe 4 years down the road, then I'll see. Even if Brady wins the next 2 Super Bowls with the Bucks, I would still need to wait and see what Belichick does with a young quarterback because he's going to develop somebody. It's only a matter of time.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't change my mind either. Even though I think there's a high chance that's not going to happen. Give Bill Belichick a few years, and he's always going to be good at least 2 out of 3 years. I want to say, if he has a terrible season, he's going to want to prove something. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. That's what makes him good. Even though he has like 5 Super Bowl rings, 5 or 6, he always coaches with a chip on his shoulder, like he has something to prove. So imagine that he has a terrible season, he misses the playoffs. He's going to come back stronger in the next few years. That's the first thing. And then if you look at Tom Brady, yeah, I mean, if they win the Super Bowl, he's going to be like, how old is he? Like 41 or something. So like if they win a Super Bowl, I mean, obviously Bill Belichick, his longevity in terms of what he does is going to be better than Tom Brady's. So.
Okay. I'm a little torn on this one. I think I lean more towards Belichick. Only because in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, a lot of times Brady isn't really like the hero of the playoff or the Super Bowl. It's the plays that they run, how efficient the plays are. That's kind of what they're talking about, and the players that Bill Belichick puts around Brady. So I don't think Belichick is anything without Brady, but Brady isn't anything without Belichick. I think they both need each other. It's going to be really interesting to see next season because, Bruce Arians is a great coach, but they're going to rely on Tom Brady a lot to go down the field. It's going to be all on his shoulders. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can do that at 40 years old. Put a team on his back. Belichick next year is, I think it's going to be a throwaway year. I think they're going to try and get Lawrence. I think they know that. But back to the question, I would probably go with Belichick.
And there's one thing you guys forget. You know who Nick Saban's mentor is? One of his mentors?
Belichick.
Exactly. The reason is it's all about a system. It's all about the culture you have, the system you have. One person leaving shouldn't change that. If you look at Alabama, that's why they win year in and year out. That's the type of coach Bill Belichick is. He's going to find a way to keep that consistency going, keep that system going that he has in place. He knows how to win Super Bowls. He knows what it takes. It takes hard work. You don't just get born with it. He doesn't need exceptional talent. He needs people that will work hard and do what he does, execute what he has to offer.
So if that's true, then Stidham would succeed.
Exactly. That's what's going to happen this year. You'll see it. I can't wait.
Dude,
If they make the playoffs with Jarrett Stidham,
you guys are in for a treat.
I will be shocked. I will be absolutely shocked.
No, I think they could make the playoffs. Don't forget there's a 7th playoff spot now.
I know, but who's on offense? You have
the AFC.
That's it.
The AFC isn't that good anyway. So definitely they're not going to be – he's not the franchise guy. You can't just take an average quarterback from any random college and just say, oh,
yeah, but that's what Jonathan says. You don't need a great quarterback.
You don't need an exceptional quarterback. Yeah.
No.
You just need an average guy that works hard. And if you look – I heard Bill Belichick speak recently. He said Jarrett Stidham's a great guy. He works hard. That's all you want. As long as he works hard, then
he's just
everything
saying.
will fall in place. I mean, if you work hard, everything will fall in place under Bill Belichick. As long as you're okay, you understand the game well, and you're working hard every day, things fall in place.
What do you want him to say about Stidham? Like, let's say he's not working hard. You want him to say out in public, "Oh, this guy isn't working hard." Like
he wouldn't say it directly. He would kind of talk around it and say, "Yeah, we have a great team all in general." But he's like, "No, Stidham, yeah, he's a really hard worker and he's working hard every day. He's trying to learn the offense as much as he can. I appreciate everything he's doing." So, hey, if a head coach, legendary 5-time Super Bowl coach, compliments you like that, then I think you have to be careful and watch out for Jarrett Stidham this year. Both of you. You guys will see it. I can't wait. You guys will see.
No.
All right, let's move on to the last one, and it's a Cowboys question, of course. Would you rather, and this goes back to what we were saying, would you rather have Dak Prescott as your quarterback or Carson Wentz? Do you want me to start?
That's easy. That's an easy pick.
I think it is also an easy question.
Yeah, it's easy. I mean,
so let's say it all at the same time. So since we all think it's easy, 3, 2, 1. Dak Prescott.
Are you kidding me? No, you don't, Jared. Please tell me you don't actually.
If you're starting a team, if you're starting a team from scratch,
yeah,
and you're building a team out.
Yeah, starting a team from scratch.
Exactly.
You want they're both dual threat, right? They could both run around. And what's the most important thing in a quarterback?
Throwing.
How accurate he is. And Wentz is way more accurate than Dak. It's not even close.
You need, like I said before, you need consistency and reliability.
No.
Who's a quarterback that can do that? Who's a quarterback that hasn't missed a single game? Dak Prescott. Who's a quarterback that you can't rely on, that could, be injury prone, that could make you put in your backup quarterback that's terrible? Carson Wentz. That plays into the equation. We don't want to admit it, but that plays into the equation. So not only are they similar in terms of stats, in terms of QBR, and Dak's probably a little bit more dual threat than him at this point, but Dak is going to be reliable. He's not going to miss a game. He's strong, built. Carson Wentz, he has spurts of talent, but I don't think he's consistent.
Consistency doesn't really matter that much. Like what you're saying is like Dak is on the trajectory to be like Andy Dalton. Dalton's basically never misses a game, but he's never he's gone to the playoffs maybe once. Like Dak still hasn't been to the playoffs, or no, he did one year and they won once. But
first year, rookie.
Yeah, but
He
that's
dethroned Tony. He dethroned Tony Romo. Let's not forget about that. Tony Romo, the greatest
no,
of the great.
that's because Romo was injury prone. You can't. That's why Brady took over Bledsoe is because he got hurt. It's not like they had. It's not like
I know. If he was that good, they would still said no. Tony Romo's going back in. But Dak, we hadn't seen anything like him. He was gonna be like one of the greats of the great. I mean, I think he's still gonna be the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. One of the greatest. One of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. But
what? How could you even? How can you think that? At this point, like you think he's going to be better than Mahomes in
no,
his career?
no, it's not even better than Mahomes.
Better
Mahomes
than
is special. Mahomes is special. He's unique. I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs like win like 2 or 3 Super Bowls in a year, in a row rather, in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's a different subject for another day. You know, I think Dak's better than Carson Wentz.
Jared, you need to explain some stuff here. I need to hear something.
I'm conflicted because
You know this guy Prescott
I know,
can't throw. He can't throw 20
but
yards.
the QBR though.
Oh, that's literally dumb. That's stupid.
What the QBR that measures everything. That puts everything into place.
No, just kidding.
Okay, no, that doesn't take everything in.
No, I am definitely with Jonathan on this one. Consistency. He is like Andy Dalton in a way. It's just Carson Wentz. You don't know what you're gonna get each game, because if Dak is strong enough to run the ball and not get hurt. Wentz, if he's dual threat, you have to hold your breath every time he's running the ball.
Exactly. That's the thing.
No, that's only because he's gotten hurt before. He was running.
Twice.
Wait until Dak gets hurt. Dak's gonna get hurt at some point in his career because of running, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, well, he's not as strong as we thought he was."
Yeah, but both the injuries were because he ran the ball.
Yeah.
So even though he's fast, he can't take the hits that dual threat quarterbacks need to take. Furthermore, the throws that Dak makes are like check downs, 10-yard passes. I can live with that. I can live with that.
What?
I
Don't
can't
you want a quarterback that can throw the deep ball? This guy dumps it down every which way. He doesn't throw a long pass ever.
That is true, but I think I feel more comfortable putting Dak Prescott at the quarterback than putting Wentz. If I had to put money down on which quarterback I had to take for a full season. Let's transition to our next game. True or false? Now, John and Jonathan do not know the statements that I'm about to say. It'll be the first time that they will hear these statements. I also have a true-false thing, too. Are we ready?
Yep.
Perfect.
So, all right. So we'll hold it up like after a couple seconds. Afterwards.
Yeah. I'll say like 1, 2, 3. Yeah. First one, a little bit of relevant news. We heard Rodgers speak out about the Jordan Love pick, and he said that retiring with the Packers may not be a reality anymore. Aaron Rodgers will retire as a Packer. True or false? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, Jonathan, explain yourself.
This guy has one of the highest guaranteed contracts in the NFL, in NFL history. He's put his heart and soul into this franchise ever since he came to the league years ago. Just because they got this one backup quarterback who they want to groom for the future, he's, supposedly saying, oh, maybe he's not going to stay with the Packers for the rest of his career. I think he's just trying to scare Packers fans. I think he's just trying to scare Packers management. He's not going anywhere. He's getting old, even though some teams would accept him. He's put too much heart and soul in Green Bay. And I just don't think it's as easy to leave as you think it's going to be. Green Bay, they put him in an environment where, the head coach, like they changed the head coach because of him. They've done a lot of stuff for him. So that's one thing he gets upset about, and he says, that he may not end up as a Packers fan. I'm not buying it. I think he's just bluffing. I really think he's bluffing. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. And they paid him. That's the most important thing. They paid him well. They paid him well. So not many quarterbacks can say that.
All right, so let me just ask something. Like, why would he even release a statement at all? Why would he bluff about that? Then why would he, if he's happy where he is, then why would he even talk about it?
Got his management to see. He's trying to let him know that, hey, I'm valuable and I can go anywhere else. But but in his mind, he's like, I'm not going anywhere else. I put too much in this.
What does he gain from that? He can't gain any more money. He's already got one of the highest guaranteed contracts in the league. So there's no benefit to him saying this other than that it's true.
The benefit to him saying it, there's not really a true benefit. But I would say, the main reason he said it is because he just wants management to keep their eye open. He doesn't want them, he doesn't want this to happen again, maybe next year or something. Or maybe he wants them to do something during the season, maybe trade for a good receiver, whatever. But he's bluffing. Everything he's saying is bluff. That's why he went on the radio show. He's just bluffing. He's not going to go anywhere.
If you're Aaron Rodgers, why wait around for the Packers to, respect you and draft wide receivers? Or you could just go to another team, and I guarantee you they would respect him a lot more, and they would probably build a team around him like Tampa Bay is doing with Brady.
Well, the question is, what team could he go on and fit well?
Oh my gosh, I have the perfect team. Dude, all right. What's the team in the offseason that drafted 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, picked up a running back? They're putting all the pieces around.
What team?
The Denver Broncos.
Oh, damn it.
Dude, they got Jerry Jeudy. They got KJ Hamler. They got another receiver. They got a couple tight ends. They got Melvin Gordon.
And they did all that for Drew Lock. Just Drew Lock.
What? You think they're doing all that for Drew Lock?
Yeah, of course. No, if they got Rodgers, that'd be fantastic. But they're going into the season knowing that Lock is the quarterback and the starter. They're like, okay, he's not elite, so let's fill him with freaking talent out the wazoo.
I'm just saying either this year or next year or the year after, somebody's going to the Broncos and probably they're going to go to the playoffs and go to the AFC Championship game. But either Rodgers or picking up Cam Newton, they're just putting pieces around.
Rodgers is pissed off at the organization for not giving him weapons. They picked up Devin Funchess out of free agency. That's one.
Yeah.
One guy. They did not draft a single wide receiver. They draft someone to replace him in a couple of years after just making the NFC Championship. I don't see how Rodgers could take this and be like, all right, let me move on. He wants to win. He wants to win now. They're drafting for the future. Go to a team that will respect you and actually take your thoughts into consideration. The Packers don't respect him at all.
Okay, look, let's not act like he has complete scrubs like the Eagles receivers. This guy has Devontae Adams. Now he has Funchess. Those are 2 solid receivers. I don't want to hear any excuses that, I don't have a good team.
But you had a first-round pick to make the team better.
The team is better. They have a backup quarterback that's solid.
Drafting a quarterback and drafting a running back with your first 2 picks tells me that they don't even care about this season. They're thinking long-term.
No, it's not about the season. It's about the team. What can they do to make the team better? That was our question for the draft.
Right.
Jordan Love makes the team better.
How?
Team better.
No, he doesn't.
Not the immediate team.
He's a good, solid backup quarterback. Who was the backup quarterback before?
Brett Hundley.
Exactly. Thank you. That's my point. They have a good, solid backup.
Can we get Brett Hundley on the podcast?
We need to get him on here.
They're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, guys. They're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. They have a good, solid backup quarterback, but at the same time, they're grooming him to become the next long-term quarterback for the organization.
So why
that was a good team pick. Aaron Rodgers is being selfish. He's being selfish. He should have
Yes.
understood
So,
that pick.
okay. So you know his personality. We all know his personality, right? He's a little bit selfish. So don't you think like the logical thing for him to do is stay? But me and Jared know how like how like crazy emotionally is. Like he's like fed up now. Now he's like takes out things out of proportion. So I mean, I don't think he should leave, but I think he will. He's not going to retire. Definitely not as a Packer.
Well, I know one thing for sure. He's not gonna leave this year. He's not gonna leave this year.
Okay.
I think he's gonna give this year a go. And if it doesn't go as well as he wants to, then he could consider leaving. But guys, they made the playoffs last year, right? They went.
Yeah, NFC Championship.
Okay, so why is he complaining? I just don't get it.
Because you were so close to the Super Bowl, and then you have an NFL draft where you can get better, and they didn't get better.
They got better. They got better, guys. I mean, it's time. Look, they got better in the terms of the offseason. You don't just get better in the draft. You get better in terms of the whole offseason. You got the free agent punches. That's good enough. They fulfilled his wishes. Okay, one receiver. Now let's focus on getting a good solid backup quarterback. They did that. Okay, the team got better this offseason. They're gonna be a little bit better this next year. So, in terms of him complaining about getting a backup quarterback, that's a bit selfish. Because if he gets hurt, Packers fans are gonna be so ticked off. The organization that's gonna basically be done for the year. Jordan Love kind of protects that. They kind of hedge against that risk.
There's a difference between picking up a backup quarterback and drafting a backup with your first round pick, because there are a lot of quarterbacks in the offseason that could get picked up, and you choose to draft one with your first pick. That I don't think they even needed to use their first round pick on a backup like that. I just don't think that was smart at all. And why draft one knowing that it's gonna have this much publicity and Rodgers is gonna have to make a statement? And now all these media questions in the offseason are gonna be about Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. Like, you did this on yourself. Like, it's such a bad move in every way.
I would argue that they had to draft a backup quarterback that early in order to get the best available. Brett Hundley, he was the 147th overall pick, 5th round. Okay.
Yeah.
If they had waited, they would have got somebody like him. They're like, no, we need somebody. We need to make sure that the backup quarterback is decent and solid. We can't have a Brett Hundley again. Like, all right, how can we make that happen? For our first round pick, let's get a good, solid backup quarterback that we think will be a good, smart guy, and we'll be able to groom, into a long-term quarterback for the organization. How do you do that? You got Jordan Love. That was a good, solid pick. In terms of the organization, I think that was a good pick. They got better this offseason, guys.
I can respect picking up a backup because it is so valuable nowadays. But even in their second pick, they pick up a running back. They have no need at the running back position at all. Like, another just wasted pick, in my opinion.
And you also have to look at what your competition's doing. Okay, they went to the NFC Championship last year, right? Okay, so they look at top NFC contenders to see what they're doing in the draft. You saw what Eagles did. Jalen Hurts. Well, that was the second. I mean, that was the second. That was the second one. Still, that was not. I think that. But after the fact, if you look at it, this pick reinforces that.
Buccaneers got Jameis Winston. Saints got Jameis Winston as a backup.
Yeah, exactly.
Andy Dalton. So I understand that pick. I just don't think it was the smartest one. Let's move on to the next one. Ooh. This is one of my favorites. Cam Newton is a top 15 quarterback in the league. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. John.
Really?
Yeah.
You both think he's a top 15 quarterback when he's playing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I mean, my reasoning behind this, when you look at I don't have the stats up, and I don't feel like pulling them up, but like the last few years, like he's been near the top of the league in interceptions, like top 1 or 2. Like he's had a lot of interceptions. Like other than the 1 year that they went to the Super Bowl, and even I mean, did you guys watch the Super Bowl against the Broncos? He fumbles the ball and then he doesn't dive to grab it. He just stands there and somebody else grabs it. This guy had his one good season. He had all momentum and he felt like Superman. And now he doesn't care anymore. He's like, every time I see him out there, he throws an interception. He walks off the field. He's like, pulls his thing and he's like, puts a towel over. He's like, oh, whatever. Trust me, he's not good. He's like, there's nothing special anymore. He doesn't play with any passion. He throws way too many interceptions. He just throws it as hard as he can and blames receivers. Trust, this guy is definitely not a top 15 quarterback when he's playing.
You know, compared to what we have in the league right now, out of the 30 starters or 32 starters or whatever, he's better than like half of them, okay? He's better than half of them. So that was a question.
Yeah.
He's better than half.
No.
The reason being, okay, sometimes he does miss some passes, okay? Sometimes he does miss some passes, but just that added versatility, his big, strong core, it's tough to bring him down. So he could add a lot of value to teams that he goes on. I think in terms of pocket passer quarterbacks that aren't really that good right now. You know, I don't want to name any names, but the Buffalo Bills. Right, if you look at the Buffalo Bills quarterback, that Josh Allen. Okay, he had a solid season.
Cam Newton is better than him.
All right, he had a solid season last year, but it was because of the defense. Okay, let's not lie. Let's not kid ourselves. This guy is not that good. Guy's not that good. I think they should have went further, but this guy made mistakes in the playoffs. I forgot the mistake he made, but he cost them a pass last year. So I think the Buffalo Bills need to get Cam Newton and have Josh Allen kind of look behind him and kind of, you know, be prepared.
What?
Yeah. That's one example. But if you look at overall, I think Cam Newton, he's underrated, and he should be picked up right now by a team.
He's overrated, if anything. Everybody thinks he's really
like I said, there's a lot of teams that could get him. Like Bills, Browns, Jets.
Oh my dude!
Jets. All right. For Jets, it could be a back.
You're naming teams that have like young quarterbacks and everything.
That's the thing. All right, let me kind of, for Jets, Sam Darnold should be the starter, but Cam Newton, they could bring him in to be the backup and kind of be in the quarterback room to help him develop.
He doesn't want that. He wants to start. He doesn't want to be a backup at this point.
Well, maybe they can compete for the position. They can compete for the position and see what happens. But there's a lot of teams. Like I said, Bills, Browns, who else?
I think a better one would be
Redskins.
Broncos, Redskins, yeah.
Redskins?
Haskins.
No, dude,
Haskins was bad. He was bad.
They have Haskins, and they have Alex Smith.
Do you see that Alex Smith documentary?
No, I didn't see it.
Ugh, it's brutal. I don't think he wants to come back. I don't think the Redskins would put money on him going in and surviving a full season. Yeah. But Dwayne Haskins was bad. I think we're getting off topic. But, like, top 15 quarterback, Cam Newton is a top 15 quarterback.
All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Ready? Let me just try to
let me say something really quick. One thing. Do you think Deshaun Watson is a top 15 quarterback?
Oh yeah.
Cam Newton is an older Deshaun Watson.
Thank you.
No.
Yes.
No, Deshaun Watson well, they both had injuries, but Cam Newton is way slower, and he's not as accurate. Watson's way more accurate.
Well, you were bringing up interceptions, and I actually looked up Cam Newton's last full season, which was 2018, and Deshaun's last year. And Cam Newton had 13 interceptions, and Deshaun had 12. So, and you look at the completion percentage, actually, Cam Newton had 67.9.
What about touchdowns?
Deshaun had 67, 42. Touchdowns, 26 for Deshaun. Cam Newton, 24.
Okay.
So, I mean, the margins aren't significant at all. And the only difference that I can see from Cam Newton's rushing perspective is he's not rushing as much. So he's become less of a dual threat. Deshaun still has that running capability, but he's just an older Deshaun Watson. I know teams don't want to put, all their money on an older quarterback, but the Broncos with Drew Lock, there's a lot of teams that have iffy quarterbacks. Cam is 100% should be a starter in this league.
Yeah.
And when you look at the numbers between Deshaun Watson and Cam Newton, they're very similar, and most people would say Watson is easily top 15. So I would definitely say Cam is top 15.
All right.
Easily.
Let's just quickly go through for a quick second. All right. So Lamar is better. Roethlisberger is better.
Mhm.
Do you think Deshaun is better? Slightly.
Yeah, just he's younger.
Okay.
He can rush, yeah.
Mahomes is better.
Oh yeah.
Dak is better.
Oh, no.
Wentz is better.
No. What?
This is not better.
Rodgers is better.
Yeah.
Stafford is better. Breeze is better.
Yeah.
Brady is better.
Yeah.
Garoppolo's better. Wilson's better. Goff is better. Kyler's better.
Wait.
Goff is not. Goff is not
better.
No. And
What?
wrong.
That's already four.
Goff is on the downslope.
Yeah, Goff is going down.
Jonathan said it 2 years ago. Goff wasn't good. He's on the downslope, man. I do not. I'm not off the Goff train, man.
Yeah.
He did have only. Yeah. I don't think next year's going to be that good, but I mean he's not bad. He's. I think he's better than Newton at this point. He's way more accurate. Foles is better. There's 15 already.
No. Foles?
Foles is not better.
Foles is not better.
He's won a Super Bowl, and Cam hasn't.
He played 4 games and won a Super Bowl. That's it.
He played. Remember I said he was like 13-2 with the Chiefs way back in 2013, and nobody believed me?
Oh, my God. You can't tell me Foles right now is better than Cam Newton. You can't tell me that. No way.
Of course he is. That's not even close. He doesn't
have the numbers to he doesn't have the stats at all.
All right, pull it up. All right, pull up the Super Bowl run in the playoffs. Those 5 games.
Oh, well, that's skewing. We're gonna take
look
Cam
up.
Newton.
All right,
let's take Cam Newton's Super Bowl run and Nick Foles' Super Bowl run.
No. Compare. How about this? Compare Cam Newton's Super Bowl, like that season where he was really good. Compare it to Nick Foles when he was on the Chiefs in 2013. Foles had 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Cam was not that good. Not as good as that.
Okay,
well, look,
but we're talking about right now.
Yeah, Andy Reid always Andy Reid's always been good. So come on, his offense has always been good.
That's also true. Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes, they always they produce.
That's true. But then Nick Foles goes to another team and then wins the Super Bowl. I mean, it's hard. Do you know how hard it is to go to a complete?
It was a coincidence.
It was a coincidence, dude. It was complete. It was the most complete team you could have.
You guys will see. We'll come back here in a year from today, on May 17th, 2021, and we'll be like, okay, Cam went to so and so team, and yeah, he wasn't as good as we thought. He's not a top 15 quarterback anymore. He's just not good anymore.
The only reason Nick Foles is on a team and Cam Newton isn't is because Cam's personality and his ego.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Teams don't want that.
That's what killed him.
Yeah. You said it. You said it. When he throws an interception, he pouts and does all that stuff.
Yeah.
He can fix that.
He's too much of a primitive.
No, he's not going to fix that. People don't change.
He's got a chip on his shoulder now that the Carolina Panthers quit on him. He's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. He's ready to play. He's ready to prove something.
No, he's not one of those type of people. OBJ, like when the Giants traded him, you're like, oh, he has a chip on his shoulder now. No, he doesn't. He's still the same person. He still complains. He's still dramatic, and he's still a good receiver, but he still creates problems. And Newton's not going to change. Rodgers, when he got the new coach, he's still. People don't change. He's going to be the same, and he's going to act the same. And trust me, you guys will see. You'll see where he goes. He's not going to be top 15, not even close.
Okay, let's move on here. The Bengals will have a better season than the Cleveland Browns. 3. You need to think about that one.
I'm good.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Wow, we are like, this is crazy. Jonathan, explain yourself here. You talked a lot of bad things about the Browns.
I did. I did. But at the end of the day, they have superstars. They have playmakers, okay? And essentially everybody's on the hot seat this year. This year, they have to do something. They have to make some noise. They have to go to the playoffs. If they don't this year, then they know that a lot of people lose their jobs. Baker Mayfield has to find a way to mesh with his receivers. Rashad Higgins, OBJ, Joku. They have good running backs in the backfield. The line is solid. Even though they lost Garrett, or they didn't lose Garrett, Garrett's still on there. I mean, he's not playing right now.
Right.
Even though he's iffy, I still think the team is complete. The coach just has to be able to bring these guys together and make stuff happen. Honestly, the coach isn't doing a good job either. Okay, if you have exceptional talent like this on both sides, and you're not able to come up with a good strategy to beat teams, then that's a problem. That's a huge problem. So I think this year, everybody's gonna try to step up to the plate and do better at their jobs. Baker Mayfield, these past few years, he has had a chip on his shoulder, but I think he has pressure on him this year. If he doesn't perform, then they're gonna look at trading him or possibly waiving him. I don't know.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think this team is going to do a little bit better this year because they all have something to prove this year. There's a lot of pressure on the whole team. Play well or lose your job. Bengals aren't in the same case. They're not in the same situation. Everybody knows that they're average.
I think that's the problem is the Browns have all this pressure to make the playoffs, and they crumble under pressure. The Bengals, if they're bad next season, no one cares. So they have zero pressure.
Exactly.
They will go all out. And if they make the playoffs, great. If they don't, that's fine. But the Browns, if they miss the playoffs, the whole world ends and everything collapses on the Browns, and it's going to be just a crap show.
Pressure causes people to perform better. I love
not the Browns.
Not the Browns.
I mean, we haven't seen it. They haven't really been under immense pressure. Last year, there's an excuse. That was the first time the team was assembled. There's
definitely more pressure now than
this isn't. Yeah, there's more pressure, but there's still not a lot of pressure on them. They're just an average team that, nobody really expects too much from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the Browns?
I just think that the system that Zach Taylor has in place when he was with the Rams and now he's the coach of the Bengals. Like, it's almost identical when you look at what the Rams started and now what the Bengals have. I mean, Goff and Burrow are pretty much the same. Burrow might be a little bit better, but they have a good offensive line. Mixon and Gurley, kind of the same. They have receivers, A.J. Green, Boyd, John Ross, T. Higgins. I think they're definitely going to have a better year. And then next year, I think the following year, they're going to be even better. So I think they're definitely going to do better than the Browns.
I know. I mean, look, I expect great things from Joe Burrow. I expect this team to do fairly decent this year, but the overbearing talent on the Browns is not gonna be enough for the Bengals to compare to. Joe Burrow, he's a great quarterback, but I don't think he's enough talent around him yet. And then maybe in the next few years, as they develop the team, he'll get more talent. But there aren't exceptional playmakers on the team right now that Joe Burrow has to play with, as opposed to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, he knows for a fact. If he doesn't play well this season, then everybody's going to criticize him like crazy. Because there's already a lot of haters that hate him because he talks. So he knows this season is now or never, So I think pressure is going to cause the Browns in general to perform better than the Bengals this season. So I think Browns are going to end up making the playoffs.
Not a chance.
We'll see. The Bengals and the Browns are going to be the teams to watch, I think. Moving on. This is just – we don't even have to talk about it. I just thought I'd put it in because I was just shocked when I heard the news. The Texans are the stupidest team in the NFL for trading DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Okay. That's all I need to hear. Confirmation. Lastly, we have 2, but we already talked. I had one that said, is the Patriots dynasty over? I don't know. We kind of talked about the Patriots a lot.
I would say it's kind of on pause.
So we'll go to this last
over.
one. It's a little more relevant. Oh, shit. True or false? Dak Prescott will be the Cowboys quarterback in 5 years. 3, 2, 1. What? Really?
You don't think so?
You don't think so? Come on.
Oh, 5 years. I was gonna put 2 years.
Dude, how could you how could you say that Dak, you would rather have Dak than Wentz, but Dak's not gonna be the quarterback in 5 years? Like,
no. Look, there's a difference between picking 2 players over one another, and then like with the Cowboys system, he doesn't fit with the Cowboys system at all.
Who, Dak?
Yeah, Dak.
He fits perfectly.
No.
Perfect.
No. Wouldn't you rather have Aaron Rodgers in there? That obviously yes, but an Aaron Rodgers type quarterback that can throw deep. You have CeeDee Lamb, who's a huge deep threat, and you have Amari Cooper as a huge deep threat.
I thought you were just bashing. I was just bashing Dak because he can't throw deep, and now you're saying that. And you were like, "It doesn't matter." But now you're saying they need a quarterback that can throw deep.
Dak can't throw deep. Dak can't throw deep. He's done it many times to Amari Cooper. He didn't have enough receivers to do that. Didn't have enough receivers that could go long.
No.
He always threw slant routes to Amari.
Yeah, but as he's growing in his career, as he's gaining more experience, he's starting to become more comfortable throwing further passes. Initially, that's what the coaches told him to do. They're like, hey, you don't need to be a Superman. Just throw these checkdowns because it's your first couple of years and stuff. Now, he's going to be more comfortable throwing deep. He has more freedom to do what he wants. I think Dak is a solid quarterback for the Cowboys for the next.
If Aaron Rodgers requests a trade, you trade Dak and some picks for Aaron Rodgers.
No.
All day, every day, because you have built this wide receiving core that's all deep threats, and now you're not going to maximize their talent.
Yeah, Dak is there. That's maximizing.
Dak can't throw deep. 20 yards, he's not even looking at him. He's looking for the check down.
That was his first couple of years. And honestly, they just threw him in the Lions den the first year. What do you expect him to do? He didn't know the playbook that well. They just threw him in there. So it's like, all right, let me just try to get by. That's what he's been trying to do this past couple of years. Now he's about to get paid a big contract. He knows he's the leader of the team. I'm telling you, this guy is going to become more comfortable, have more freedom to throw the ball deep as much as he wants. He has more deep threats. He only had Amari Cooper last year, and you saw what he did with him. That was his biggest deep threat this past last year. So if you look at CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, both of them, I think he has more deep threat options, and thus he's going to throw deep more. Initially, he didn't have much deep threats. Cole Beasley, he was more of a check down guy, who was the guy last year? I can't forget his name.
Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb, yeah, he wasn't that good. He wasn't that much of a deep threat either. So now they have 2 solid deep threats. You'll see Dak throw the ball further this year, and It's going to be a great season for Cowboys.
I'm just saying, like, if the question was, should Dak Prescott be the Cowboys quarterback in 5 years, then I would have said no. But I think he will be, because I think, the Cowboys organization and their fans are just like oblivious to the fact that he can't win a Super Bowl. They think he's going to win a Super Bowl, but he's not. He's literally going to make the playoffs a couple more times, and he'll never win a Super Bowl.
I think there's something to be said about Jerry Jones not paying him, right? At least right away. The original question or statement was going to be in 2 years, because I don't think that they'll re-sign him. Because the Andy Dalton deal just kind of solidifies the Cowboys' leverage, and they could say, sure, Dak, you can walk, or move your number down for your salary, and then we'll pay you. But I think they realize now that he's not a quarterback that they need to pay that much money to. They can put that money towards a lot of other things like receivers and defense and whatnot. I really would like to see Dalton in as quarterback. I don't think we'll ever see it, but it would just be interesting to see how they change the playbook around, because I think there would be a lot more deep passes. There'd be a lot more running. So I just don't think that Dak is the quarterback for the Cowboys, and it just solidified it when they drafted CeeDee that they're going more towards like an air raid offense than anything. And not to mention they have Gallup. Like they are loaded at wide receiver. So tells me that they want to pass the ball a lot, and I don't think Dak is going to be able to throw the ball like 40 times a game. So
I can see that. I think it's a good thing that we got Andy Dalton. That's going to really force Dak to shift towards throwing the ball more rather than doing the checkdowns. I think Dak's going to end up being the starter, but Andy Dalton's going to kind of help him learn the game better. He's going to be that extra quarterback in the quarterback room that gives him the smarts to do better at his job. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the reasons they get these backup quarterbacks is to help them kind of give the quarterback another thing to think about in terms of being on the field. And this guy, Andy Dalton, has enough experience to kind of help Dak out. I think Dak's there to stay, though.
Yeah. I think it was a smart pick to get Dalton. All right, that's it for true false. I have 4 teams. I'll just list them out and then you tell me.
Yeah. Do you have like their win total from last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you already I say this all the time in the podcast. Arizona Cardinals 5-10.
Higher.
Are they gonna go up or down?
Up.
They're gonna go up.
I said they'd flip it because they had a tie. That's why it's 5-10. So I think they'll be 10-6.
No, not that good.
Really?
Not
I haven't
double digit.
I haven't winning the division.
Oh, okay.
Chargers 5-11, up or down?
Oh, way up.
Wait, what?
Chargers at 5-11 last year.
Who's the quarterback this year again?
Tyrod Taylor and or Justin Hurts. I mean, fucking Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Okay. I think up, but not too up.
I would almost flip that. I think they have.
What was that?
I think they have a better chance of getting to double-digit wins than the Cardinals.
Well, remember the Chiefs are in the division, so.
Yeah, but remember the Seahawks and 49ers are in the Cardinals division.
Seahawks will have their first losing season this year under Russell Wilson. Yeah. Speaking of, the 49ers had 13-3. Up or down?
I'd say they're going to have 12 or 13.
Yeah.
But not significant decrease.
Not significant decrease, no.
I actually think that I had that team decreasing a lot to below 9 wins. I said max 9 wins is the cap.
You don't think they'll get to double-digit wins?
I see the same trend. Carolina, Rams, 49ers.
No.
They just
The-
lost
the-
Emmanuel
the four-
Sanders. The
The
offense is a little
49ers are
iffy.
built.
Garoppolo.
The 49ers are built differently. Like they're just a complete team.
It seems that the Panthers and the Rams, their main thing was defense. They all had a good defense. And the 49ers do have a really, really good defense. But the offense is my question. It's a little weird. They have 2 running backs. Or they actually just lost Breida. But they got Coleman in the backfield. Garoppolo, I'm questioning whether he can put the team on his back in the fourth quarter, if they can rely on him that much. He's consistent, but not, extraordinary. Those are my question marks, is Garoppolo and that whole offense. And then the last one is Houston Texans I had listed, and they're 10-6. Up or down?
I don't even think they're gonna get 7 wins.
They're in the
flip
Colts
that.
division, Tennessee.
Yeah, they'll get.
Who else?
Colts, Titans, Jaguars.
I think they'll have about the same record.
10-6.
Do you think they'll win the division?
Yeah. Who else? Who's a threat in the division? Nobody
Colts.
else.
The Colts are going to win the division.
Who's the starting quarterback for the Colts?
Rivers.
No. No. I don't think so. Yeah, I think he's safe. I think they're pretty much safe.
What?
I'd be throwing a party.
Dude.
I'll be throwing a party if I was a Houston Texas fan.
Dude,
They're safe.
the Colts are definitely winning the division.
Dude,
It's already done.
Philip is done, man. He's too old. He's not
No,
getting-
it's done. Like Colts are winning the division. It's set.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen, man. Philip Rivers, he's not that good, and his good
Okay, wait,
team
what
that
about-
he had, his good team that he had on the Chargers kind of covered that up a little. They had a good running back. They had a pretty solid defense, but I just don't think the Colts are gonna be that good this year.
Let's broaden your view here. They drafted Jonathan Taylor and they drafted Michael Pittman, wide receiver, and they have T.Y. Hilton, and they have Marlon Mack, and a really good offensive line.
Jonathan Taylor, okay, that's good that they got Jonathan Taylor, but Philip Rivers is not good. You need a good quarterback to lead a team to a division victory, and that guy's too old.
Yeah, but what about Tannehill? They just handed off to Derrick Henry the whole time, and they won.
Well, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Look, Philip Rivers, he's still that old, archaic quarterback that hasn't really evolved. He's that good pocket passer, He's not going to be fast enough to make the plays needed. His line isn't the best, right? I don't think they're the best line.
The Colts?
Yeah.
The Colts have like one of the top 3 lines in the whole league. It's them and the 49ers have the best lines.
Okay. I mean, that helps the running game. But at the end of the day, that helps the running game. But at the end of the day, Philip Rivers is not going to be able to see what he could see when he was younger. All right? Being a quarterback takes fast thought. It takes a certain sharpness that you need. And he just doesn't have that sharpness anymore. He's done. He's gone down year after year. Honestly, if I was a Chargers fan these past couple of years, I'd be really frustrated because Chargers should have won the Super Bowl.
I'm extremely.
They needed if they had Aaron Rodgers, they'd obviously go. If they had a quarterback maybe a little bit better than Philip Rivers, they'd probably be in the Super Bowl these past couple of years.
And
they'd probably be able to. What was that?
I'm extremely happy he's gone. I was very excited.
Yeah, I'd be happy he's gone, but I can't wait until you see the Colts win the division.
No way they're going to win the division.
You're going to be so shocked. You're going to be like, no, there's no way he got it. But
does it change your mind, Jonathan, that if Jacoby Brissett started?
No, I still wouldn't change my mind. I still wouldn't change my mind. And you know what's going to happen? Jacoby Brissett is pretty good, but you know what's going to happen? Philip Rivers is going to start. He's not going to perform to the best that people thought he was going to, perform to. And they're going to look at other options. That's where Cam Newton comes into play. That's where the trading options come into play. Maybe Aaron Rodgers starts to look at them. Who knows? But Philip Rivers is not good, and he's going to find that out soon.
That's interesting.
He's
I
done.
didn't.
He's done. Hey, no matter how much you want to play the game, once you're old, you're old. You can't do anything about that. This guy's old. He's done. Just call it quits, man. Go on the NFL Network or try to be a broadcaster like Tony Romo or something. You're done.
He's got like 9 kids.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's got 11. He's got enough to like have a whole offensive line and receivers and running backs.
Yeah, you should go take care of them and just have them back.
Wow. So
Yeah, but Deshaun Watson, my guy, he's gonna win the division again.
wow.
Honestly, I think they always go to the playoffs these past couple of years. They've been to the playoffs a couple of times, but they're not really able to reach that next hump. They're not really able to go to the AFC Championship or what have you. That could change this year. Who knows? But I think Deshaun Watson, he's too good to not win the division this year. I mean, this guy's special.
Okay.
Despite the fact DeAndre Hopkins, I think they'll still find a way to do good this year.
Okay. I just want to do one more team, even though this is kind of long. I just want to do one more team just to get your thoughts on it, because this team is kind of like the Jaguars. They had a kind of lucky run in the playoffs. The Tennessee Titans. I don't know. I'm trying to find their wins.
I feel like they had 11 wins or something like that.
And their quarterback is I'm trying to think. Let's see.
Tannehill.
Yeah, okay.
Why can't I find it?
They were 9-7.
Okay. So Tennessee Titans up or down from 9-7. They did go to the AFC Championship.
I think that's going to be about the same.
They went to the AFC Championship, the Titans.
Yeah, remember they beat the Patriots.
I don't think they're gonna do good this season.
Like, you think they'll have less than 9 wins?
They'll have less than 9 wins, and they're not gonna go as far in the playoffs. I think in that division, it's gonna be Houston Texans and, like you guys mentioned, the Colts. And honestly, Gardner Minshew, he's decent. They could have an average season, but there's so much competition in that division that I don't think Titans kind of can match that. I think it's going to be Houston Texans and Colts, top of the division, and it could be a toss-up for Jaguars and Titans. I don't know.
What?
Now you think the Colts will be good?
Let me rephrase what I'm saying. Houston Texans will get first. Don't Houston Texans will win the division, okay? But Colts will be right there behind them. That's what I mean. I mean, they couldn't wild card. Maybe they can make the wild card. I don't know, but in that division specifically, it's going to be Houston Texans and Colts, followed by either Jaguars or Tennessee Titans. So, like, I don't think Titans are going to make the AFC Championship. Certainly, they're not, and I don't think they're going to win more than 9 games. Probably less. I think so.
Yeah, I would have the Colts at 10-6, and then the Titans at 9-7, same as last year, and then the Texans at like 6-10 or whatever.
Deshaun Watson, man, don't forget that name.
He's definitely gonna have a losing season this year.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
Who he can't throw? He's no one to throw to.
Yeah, literally nobody.
Exactly.
He's
gonna find a way, dude. This guy is the best runner in the league. Okay, this guy's the best runner besides Lamar. This guy will find a way to keep plays alive. He can make something out of nothing. And Deshaun Watson, I mean, even though he's good for not dropping passes and what have you, he doesn't really have MVP caliber seasons, right? Because Deshaun Watson, he doesn't throw the ball that much anyway. So, like, that was kind of a waste to have DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, so, but I thought you said that Cam Newton was better than him.
Than Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, I was like, oh, Watson's better, and you're like, no.
No. We said Deshaun Watson's better than Cam. Deshaun Watson's a little bit better than Cam because he's young and he can run more,
Yeah.
faster.
Oh, okay. So slightly better. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got. Anybody else have topics or anything we can discuss?
I think that's good.
We covered a crap ton.
Yeah, I think that's good. And the last thing I'll say is this. There's a lot of teams in the NFC, in the NFC East specifically, that Cam Newton can keep his eye out for. I already mentioned Redskins, Dwayne Haskins.
Jonathan.
Now, Daniel Jones, listen, he's okay, but guys, we need a performer. They need a performer, somebody that can compete against the top-ranked offense.
Danny Dimes, man.
Danny Dimes.
No, Daniel Jones, he's on the hot seat. Dwayne Haskins on the hot seat.
Dude, what do you mean? What do you mean he's on the hot seat? He hasn't even got a chance.
Dude, New York Giants fans are impatient. They need to win now. This guy can't.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I think they're gonna look at other options during the season. They're like, all right, this guy's not a scheduled time. Let's get Cam Newton. Let's get somebody else.
No. You're gonna be surprised. He's gonna have a good year, and you're gonna be surprised.
I think right now for the Cowboys, I'm not even worried about the NFC East. I'm thinking about the playoffs. I'm already thinking ahead. I know that division will be easy. But Carson Wentz, though, that's another thing. Eagles, you have to watch out for them because Jalen Hurts is right behind Carson Wentz. So that I'm a little nervous about, but the rest, I'm not worried. So I'm just saying the NFC East, they gotta get their game together. They have to make it more interesting. Daniel Jones, if he doesn't perform this season, then he's out. Dwayne Haskins.
You're only
guys, listen, Dwayne Haskins, I don't think he's gonna last the season as a starter.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't either. But you can't about Daniel Jones, you can't just draft a guy and give him one full year and then say, if you don't perform, you're out. I don't care. That's dumb.
No, well, he's not gonna be out. They're gonna get a replacement. Daniel Jones is more of a backup guy. Okay, he's never competed at the top level. He's from Duke. Okay, he never competed at the top level Division I programs.
That has nothing to do with anything.
It has a lot to do, guys. It has a lot to do with it.
That has nothing to do with anything.
It has a lot to do with it. He's not a winner. You want winners, okay?
Dude,
if you don't have. All right, listen. If you don't,
you know where Tony Romo went? Not in the SEC. Not in Division I.
Well, look at it. If you don't have a good coach, okay, you need a winner. Bill Belichick, he needs an average guy to do well. But if you have a coach that's not good, you need a really good quarterback. You look at Aaron Rodgers. The coaches.
They have Jason Garrett as their offensive coordinator now.
Who?
Jason Garrett.
The Giants?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm glad. I didn't want to say because I was a Cowboys fan, but the guy is not good. He doesn't know what he's doing. He was Jerry Jones' puppet. He just did what they told him to do. He wasn't calling any plays.
Dude,
I was tired of seeing this.
This is what we've been saying for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now he's not a Cowboys person anymore, so I'm happy about that. And I can tell he's not good. The guy's not good. So good luck with that. But in order to have him, you need a really good person. You need a really good quarterback, and Daniel Jones is not the guy. I feel bad. He's a nice guy, kind-hearted guy, but look, you need a winner. You need somebody that can play. Make it more interesting. Make the NFC East more interesting rather than the Eagles and the Cowboys.
You're only worried about the Eagles when Jalen Hurts is in?
Yeah. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually, and I when that happens, I'm done. I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do, because the guy is unstoppable. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's a Heisman candidate, rather. Heisman candidate. He almost won the Heisman. He should have. He could have. But let me tell you this: Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's a competitor. And he's improved in throwing the ball. In terms of when he was on Alabama. At Alabama, he couldn't throw the ball that well, but now he's improved. I think he's a good all-around quarterback that can make some noise in the league. Carson Wentz, I don't think he's going to last the season as a starter, like I've said. And once Jalen Hurts comes in, I'm going to be nervous because, our defense, as a Cowboys fan, our defense is not the greatest. So, imagine Jalen Hurts seeing him twice a year. It's gonna be tough.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. Comment down below your thoughts on everything that we said. And we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you, guys.